Hi everyone, my name is Desiree with theastrologyaddiction.com and thank you so much for watching. So I am a professional astrologer and I've been studying astrology for over 7 years and I've been working professionally for about 3 years. So chances are you clicked on this video because you're wondering what's the income potential, how do I go about being a professional astrologer, and what different revenue streams, would you expect to consider as your income. Now, being a professional astrologer is very entrepreneurial. So definitely it's people that have a business background or that are very self-motivated can do well in astrology. But at the end of the day, you have to have that deep passion for helping people, maybe a counseling background or even a astrological certificate from one of the big study programs that's out there. But there's no regulations on astrology. There's nothing that says to be a consulting astrologer, you have to go through this program, get this certificate. That's not anything that you have to worry about. The first step would just to be to find if it's something that is for you and if you want to get your business name and how you want to go about that. So looking at the numbers, most astrologers that are professional, even very, very esteemed astrologers, don't really charge more than between $40 to $100 or $120 per reading. And these readings can be anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour. And there is a prep time that you have to consider. So as a new astrologer, I would recommend charging on the lower end, as you build your client base and as you become more in demand, as you become more of a, an authority, more respected, and people want your service. Obviously, then you're going to slowly, gradually increase that price. So say you're charging $400 for a reading and you need to do, an hour of prep work before or 2 hours of prep work before, and maybe you're doing an hour-long reading. If you're working 5 days a week and doing 2 readings a day, that will be $400 per week, $1,600 a month. Now that's not a livable salary by any means. And from experience, energy work, doing readings for people, that type of thing does take a lot of energy to complete, So personally, I try not to do more than 2 readings a day. And I know other people that do more than that. They work all day long doing readings and that works for them. For me, Cancer Mars, Pisces Mercury, I need some downtime. I can't give all my energy in reading someone's chart and, vibing off of a person in whatever way you're doing the reading for more than 5 hours a day. So with those 2 readings a day, that kind of takes up that time for me. And I have some sales going on, so I charge between $50, $60 a reading. Just depends on the type of consultation that you're booking. Now, if you are an esteemed, respected astrologer who's been in the profession for a long time and you have a client base built up, you definitely can charge that $100 to $150 even, I've seen, for readings. But you really have to be providing something very quality to this person. It has to be something that they can take away. And of course, astrology is the type of service where it's subjective. Your opinions, what you see might be different from what another astrologer sees. But at the end of the day, you want it to resonate with the client, and charging more than $100 for a reading, can leave the person feeling unsatisfied and leave bad reviews for you and things like that if you're not really meeting their high expectations. And with those more expensive readings, people will have more high expectations. So if you do charge maybe $100 a reading, 2 readings per day as a 5-day work week, that will be $4,000 a month. So that is more of an average livable income off of something like that. Now, other revenue streams to consider is potentially working at events and doing readings at events that are in person, maybe parties or social events. I've done readings for Michael Kors in the mall and, different parties and things like that. So you can charge between $50 and $100 an hour sometimes for those types of things. With COVID right now, that has really dwindled down. There are not really events where you're going to be having people come up to you socially, and that's going to make sense. So really those types of things, I think for now and maybe the foreseeable future, will be less and less. That kind of dives into lectures as well. So you can also give lectures. And a way that I've been seeing people earning from that is doing them via like Zoom or different platforms that keep that content private. And you can charge anywhere from $50 to like $200 for those types of things. But I've also seen profit sharing. So if you have a large following, that can be something where, you know, maybe the organization that is hosting this lecture, or if you're doing a lecture, you know, you can bring your community that is online, you know, to this virtual lecture and charge, you know, anywhere from $10 to $50, whatever it is for the lecture per person. Obviously there you're going to be generating, you know, a good amount of revenue with that. But you have to be, you know, working with a reputable organization that promotes you, or else have your own established following who is willing to pay for your information. And I will say there is such great information online for free these days. Lectures, YouTube videos, and content, free content, written work, and even astrologers that are offering really great information at a very low price. So that's not to discourage the lectures at all, but I think, you know, you do have to just have a base of people who really want to see what you have to say, want to hear what you have to say, and value your work. So that is something, again, that's more of an established service that you can offer to people. Now, the last thing that I will mention is you can sell things. You know, you can sell merchandise or different types of astrological products, calendars, jewelry, that type of thing. That's one way to maybe monetize if you have a community or if you want to invest in advertising. You can also sell workbooks, astrological workbooks of some sort that people can purchase and, you know, learn to study astrology. But I think if you go down that teaching route, that takes you to a different place. You know, you're not doing like these consultations as much anymore, where you are telling them about their chart, helping them work with the energy. You're, you know, becoming that teacher role. And so workbooks or teaching, creating modules for people, that can be a great thing, again, for more established astrologers, for long-term residual income that, you know, you really have to be a great teacher, enjoy that kind of thing. And the people have to obviously find that value in what you know and what you have to offer. So I wouldn't say like the new astrologer would be someone who is teaching people, because they're learning themselves still. And really the only way you learn from astrology is through consultations and through reading books and through taking courses yourself. So those types of things, teaching is further down the line again in your career as an astrologer. So as you can see, there's many different revenue streams and ways that you can earn a living as an astrologer, but it's not easy. It's not like the path to easy wealth or the type of career where, you know, you're going to be relying on that paycheck every single week that's the same. You're going to have different, you know, some months will be better, some weeks will be better, and there will be periods where, you know, it won't be as lucrative. And also, you have to be very self-motivated, very self-confident with these readings. I know a lot of people that like have anxiety or who are scared to talk to other people face to face. So, you know, even like hours before the reading, you're like nervous like about it. You know, you're doing all this prep work and you're driving yourself crazy for this reading. So if you are someone who maybe deals with that, that can be something that hinders your performance. And if you're someone who needs other people to motivate you, has trouble motivating yourself, that can be challenging too, because you really have to make your own schedule. You have to hold yourself accountable for things, and you have to really keep a professional appearance. People, you know, that email you or that request things, have questions, you have to set boundaries with what you will allow, what your service offers. You know, you have to be honest about that and, you know, be very professional. It's not something where you know, should be sending like heart faces and, you know, communicating very like childlike with people. People want to go to someone that they trust and that they respect to give them this information, usually, you know, unless you're dealing with like a very young crowd. So that is my feedback and just my info that I have from my personal experience, from the different ways that astrologers can earn a living, and kind of how you can get started making money as an astrologer. Hopefully you found this helpful, and let me know if you have any feedback or comments below. If you'd like to book a reading with me, my link is in the description box as well, and please check out my newest video on the February 2021 love and wealth forecast for your zodiac sign. Have a great day. Bye.